Hello and welcome. In the world of IT, some of the biggest, most complicated challenges often start with the simplest of phrases. Today we're going to take a look at one of those. An issue that seems so basic on the surface, but when you look closer, it opens up a whole hidden world of complexity. And it all begins with just three little words.
Ah, yes, we've all been there, haven't we? A user's day just grinds to a halt. Work stops, the frustration starts to build, and boom, another help desk ticket is born. It's just a simple cry for help in this massive digital world we've built.
And at first glance, the fix seems simple too, right? You know the drill. Check if the account's locked, maybe reset the password, and close the ticket. But as any experienced admin will tell you, that quick fix, it often just papers over the real problem that's quietly brewing just out of sight.
And that, right there, is the real question. Because that single login error is almost always just the tip of the iceberg. It's the tiny visible part of a much, much larger system of interactions that's happening right below the surface. So let's take a deep breath and dive in to see what's really going on down there.
Okay, so the very first thing we have to get our heads around is that a login isn't a single event. It's not like flipping a light switch. It's really a journey. It's more like a delicate chain of events where every single link has to hold strong and every handoff has to be just perfect.
So, this flow here, it really simplifies a very complex process. The second you hit that enter key, you're not just sending a password into the void. Nope. You're launching a critical request on a mission. First, it has to prove who you are. Then, it gets checked against a whole laundry list of rules. These are the policies that say what you can and can't do. After that, the system has to actually build your personal digital workspace. And only then, after all that succeeds, does your session actually start. You can see how a little delay at any one of these points can bring the whole thing to a crawl.
And this is exactly why these issues are so tricky. See, a problem with a policy server can actually look like a password problem to the user. A delay in loading their profile can make it feel like the entire network is down. The symptom, a slow or failed login, it almost never points you directly to where the real weakness in that chain is.
So let's do it. Let's go under the water. Let's explore that huge hidden part of the iceberg. We're going to look at all the critical systems that have to work together in perfect harmony just so one person can see their desktop. We're going to break down our little investigation into 5 key areas: authentication, the network itself, user profiles, how policies are processed, and the underlying infrastructure. Each of these is a potential suspect, and a failure in any one of them can easily disguise itself as that simple "I can't log in" error.
First up, authentication. And listen, this is so much more than just checking a password. Your computer has to find the right server to even talk to, which relies on the system's address book, DNS. And for all the security to work, your computer and the server have to agree on the exact time, down to the second. If any of that is off or even just slow, you get those super frustrating password prompts again and again, even when you know you're typing it in right.
Next, let's talk about the network. Think of it as the digital highway system for all this data. Now, if that highway is jammed up with high latency, or if little packets of information are getting lost along the way, or if a VPN connection from home is slow, well, it just doesn't matter how fast your servers are. That login conversation gets stuck in a traffic jam, and what feels like a server issue is really just a network bottleneck. And then we've got the user profile. This is everything that makes a computer session yours, right? Your desktop background, your app settings, all your saved stuff. Well, if that profile has gotten huge over years of use, or if even just one tiny file inside it is corrupted, the system can really struggle to pull it all together, leading to those painfully long waits after you've already put your password in. And holding all of this up is the raw horsepower, the infrastructure. We're talking server CPUs, memory, and storage. Now imagine, hundreds of people trying to log in at 9 a.m. on a Monday. The system is trying to process hundreds of policies and load hundreds of profiles all at once. The demand just stretches the physical resources thin. So your login isn't just your login, it's competing for a little slice of a much bigger pie.
Okay, so seeing all these moving parts, how does an expert handle this? Well, they don't just jump in and start fixing things. They adopt a totally different mindset. They become an investigator.
Think about the difference here. A junior tech might see a flat tire and just replace it. They fix the immediate symptom. But a senior admin? They see that same flat tire and they ask, why? Is the alignment off? Is there something on the road that's causing this? Is the pressure sensor broken? They investigate the entire system to find the real root cause.
They organize their investigation by thinking in layers, using a mental map just like this one. They go through the possibilities one by one. Is it an identity problem? Okay. No? Let's check the network. Network looks good? All right, let's look at the user's profile and the policies being applied. It's a structured process of discovery. It's not a guessing game. This shift in thinking totally changes the first question you ask. See, a novice asks a simple yes or no question. Why did the login fail? But the expert asks something way more powerful. Which part of this whole system is influencing the login experience? They aren't just looking for a broken switch. They're looking for the source of friction in the entire machine.
So let's pull all of this together. Why does this change in perspective matter so much? Well, it's all about learning to see a simple problem as a source of really powerful insight.
If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Every single failed or slow login is your system trying to talk to you. It's not just a broken piece, it's a piece of data, it's a signal, and it's pointing you toward a deeper issue that needs your attention.
And by following that signal, you start to see the hidden connections in your environment. You might find out that a network switch is totally overloaded, or that a specific group policy is just really poorly optimized. The login error is just the breadcrumb trail that leads you to the real discovery.
When you adopt this investigative approach, you fundamentally change your role. You stop being a firefighter, just running from one emergency to the next. You become a system analyst, someone who really understands the health of the entire environment and can proactively make it better and stronger. Seriously, think about that for a second. The next time that ticket comes in, instead of immediately going for the password reset button, where are you going to start your investigation? Which layer will you look at first on your hunt for the signal?
Because in the end, that's the real question. Every error, every slowdown, it's a voice. And the best administrators, the true system analysts, they're the ones who've learned how to listen. So take a moment and just ask yourself, what is your system trying to tell you right now?
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.